Hold on. I think I'm like a little too tall.
I'm trying to find where.
Hold on. Can I do this without fucking the camera? Hold on.
Find like where.
That works better. Okay. Okay.
I'll sit up right now. I'm sure.
Hello everyone. Okay, so this is me and Jerome. I'm MaddySquats. Nice to meet you all. And
Jerome Mignani.
Are you using your real last name?
I don't know.
Yeah. My real last name is Levesque. No, it's not my real last name.
I use my real last name because it's already on my YouTube channel. So.
I live in fear of Instagram stalkers, so I'm not using my real last name. But I am a published model under Magdalena Levesque. That's the fake name we're using today. My stripper name. Sorry, mom. Okay. Yes. Hello everyone. Okay, so me and Jerome it's my YouTube buddy here, and then we're gonna do some fitness Q&A kind of stuff for you guys. Basically, we asked some of our followers on Instagram to reach out with some fitness questions. So here we go. We're gonna answer them. That's the video. Okay. All right. Okay. So question one. When did you start your fitness journey?
My journey started right after high school. This is actually kind of a funny story, to be honest. But it's pretty much like right after high school. It's around when like Jersey Shore and all that stuff was like huge and big and.
Is that really why?
I swear to God, yeah.
Okay.
I don't think a lot of people don't. A lot of people actually don't know this. But it was basically around that time, you know, and I was like, yo, all these guys are jacked.
And you're like getting girls. Gym tan laundry or gym laundry.
I was like, yo, these guys are getting girls, they're getting laid, you know, girls kind of like, you know, so I was like, I'll start hating the gym. And then, so, so there's that, and I still to this day.
Bitches? Like, was that it? Okay, are you just trying to confirm? Okay, all right, okay.
And yeah, so there's that, and I also watch a lot of wrestling, and I was like, yo, these guys are monsters doing crazy stuff. I'm like, I want to be a beast too. And so it's a little bit of two. And then how it really started is I basically got a membership at Fitness World. And I got super lucky actually. I met these two brothers that were in there, and they basically just like took me under their wing.
Were they bros or were they like physically brothers?
No, they're like physically brothers, real brothers. And they took me under their wing, and they had basically just like showed me everything, and like, so they're like, I basically just followed them, and they were like, okay, we're gonna do this, okay, you do this, I'm gonna do this, you're gonna do this, and like, I basically just trained with them for I think about a year. And then after that, I used to go on bodybuilding.com a lot, and I used to ask a lot of questions and read a lot of information. Back when forums were actually a thing, and like, you know, having to use all those Google things and all whatever were a lot bigger than having just IG and all that kind of shit to just like, you know, go on IG and see what's popular, what works, right? You actually have to go on these websites and like make accounts, ask questions, wait until they get a response. It was like a whole different world. So I did that, I got a meal plan, and then after that, I started off for about a year, and then I stopped for like 4 years, and just from like partying, all that kind of stuff. I'm like, you know what, man, like I'm tired of
Because you got the muscles and then you got the bitches.
Actually, I realized that the muscles didn't mean the bitches. Because after I started working out, and I lost all my size, I was still able to talk to girls just because, you know, I'm a confident guy. So it worked out either way. But anyways, to like wrap all that up, I got back into it, found another meal plan. I bulked for a year, and I went from 145 to 175. And I was like, okay, this is gonna work. And then like after that, I just kind of kept boom, 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 hammering it out, and now we're here. So that's it. That's the beginning till the end. We're gonna take it as far as we can take it. So that's it.
It's a good answer.
So,
it's a good answer.
Yeah. How about yourself? You got a funny little story or what?
How did I I get into fitness? I feel like a lot of people discover fitness a little bit later. I was in a lot of sports, and then I started getting into more the gym in like grade 11. And all of that. I remember I got into the gym because I just like fell in love with it. Basically, I remember when I first started, I had no idea what the fuck I was doing. Like I don't judge people in the gym. Everyone's at their own pace, but I was that girl who had no idea what the fuck she was doing. Sorry, am I allowed to swear on your channel?
You can swear, you can swear. Okay.
But basically, like I was doing like glute kickbacks, going like, like I had no idea what I was doing. But basically, when I got into the gym, it was really good for me because like I was bigger than everyone all my life, and basically kind of putting a little bit of like muscle under the curves looked really good. I remember, this is like so crazy to everyone now, but when I was in high school, everyone wanted to be like really, really skinny, like Jennifer Aniston and Friends. And I remember being like 13 and being like, fuck, like I'm already fatter than that. Like my legs and my butt are already like on, like I was just like, oh, sad. But then when I got into fitness, it was really good. And then as well, like my parents didn't really eat super good growing up. I was basically left to my own devices to cook, and like what's an 11-year-old gonna make for dinner? Like probably ice cream and crab cheese.
That was my meal right there.
Yeah, absolutely. So basically I got really into, I just woke up one day and I was like, I don't want to be fat. Like, and so I got really into the gym, and then I'm dead serious. I got really into the gym. I figured out what a vegetable was, and I had a good time. But basically, yeah, so that's kind of how it started, just kind of wanting to, you know, take a little bit more control of my health. I think I was like 16. And then basically when I left to go to university, I moved out at 17, got a place up there, lived the wonderful broke student life. May we never return, ever. But anyways, I remember I had no friends in the city. Like I moved out to Burnaby and I was like, I have zero friends. I know no one. So I basically just spent all my time at the gym. So that's actually how I got so into fitness, because I was just like, didn't have friends when I moved out here, and I was just like class, gym. And I was like, no friends still, but like, I like the way I look now. So that's kind of how I got into it. And that's basically how I got into it. I lived right next to a gym in my first couple years of school. And yeah, I went from when I was 15, I was over 200 pounds. Okay, I was a big girl. And then when I got really into the gym, my first year of college, I was like 140. I lost a lot of weight. But I also kind of developed like kind of not as good of a relationship with food. Like I would like eat something and be like, oh no, a cracker. So now, then I got back up to get more into building muscles. So then I got up to 170, which is about where I am today. But basically kind of like lost a bunch of weight and then put on muscle. And then now I am a happy girl. So that's kind of how I
Nice.
yeah, not really any funny stories, more just like fat. And then, Mom, I don't want to be fat anymore. But that's basically it, yeah.
But I would say a big influence for me too is I started watching a lot of Elliot Hall's, and that kind of like transitioned me to kind of understanding a little bit more about the gym and all that kind of stuff too. So that was a big help for me too. Also, I think people need to keep in mind that this girl is like 6'5", so.
6'5", actually. I'm 5'11", and I found that out. I thought I was like 6'1" for like 4 years because all the men around me lie. But basically, I'm 5'11", but seriously. What was I gonna say about like getting into the gym and stuff like that? Okay, I did not have any role models at all, because everyone was like, this is like, I don't want to tell people how old I am now. I'm still in the 20s, it's cool, but now I'm thinking like, do they even know what Friends is? Do they even, you know what I mean? Basically, what was I gonna say? I was gonna say, okay, so yeah, like everyone wanted to be skinny or whatever, and then like, there weren't really any role models or women in fitness that looked normal, you know, like they had bodies that did kind of like this, you know what I mean? That just like wasn't a thing, and like fitness wasn't really a thing. Girls in fitness magazines were just like basically super ectomorphic, like great abs, but like, you know, and I remember not really being able to see myself in them. So I just tried to figure out my own little journey. And yeah, so I had no role models. So that's part of why I got into it.
All right, okay. All right, next question.
I'm ready.
What motivated you to get into fitness?
I'm just gonna say really concisely, didn't want to be fat.
Honestly, I just wanted to get, I just wanted to get big. I got to a certain point where I was just tired of being, okay, I will say, the girls was the first motive. I'll be straight up. I want to go to the club. If I'm wearing a shirt, holding my drink, and the girl looks over, she's seeing bicep, tricep, forearm action, and she's like, oh shit, you know? I think if you look at somebody, you know. So anyways, but yeah, girls was the first thing. And then after I was like, you know, this makes me feel good. I enjoy actually working out and taking care of my health and all that. So yeah, that was it. So that's what keeps me motivated.
Yes, fair enough.
So, all right.
Yeah, okay. When did you both start seeing results in your fitness journey? So when did you start seeing results?
The year that I finally decided to bulk, and I like learned what bulking was.
You mean like your McDonald's bulking or like real bulking?
No, this was like legit bulking. Okay. I got that's a dirty bulk.
Okay. All right. Just to be clear. Okay.
But yes, it was basically. Like I said, with the going on like bodybuilding.com, I actually reached out to one of the members on that website, and I was like, "Hey man, I want to put a little bit of muscle on, da da da," and he was like,
"That's so adorable." There was just some bro out there who was like, "I'm gonna pass it on."
Yo, I swear to God, I don't know who this guy is. I don't think I'll ever be able to meet him or like send him a letter or anything like that. But you know what I mean? Like this guy helped me. This guy was the man. This guy's the plug. He wrote down a full workout for me. What to eat in the morning, snack. My lunch, snack, dinner, like he like everything. It was like a 6-meal plan, boom. I followed that for like the year straight. My parents thought I was crazy because I was eating all this food and just racking up the bill, but I didn't give a fuck. I was tired of being a little skinny Jerome, and yeah, so I basically bulked up and I was like, okay, boom, this is working, so.
What was the question?
When you start seeing results in your fitness journey. So
okay. So basically, yeah, so I got kind of into the gym, didn't really know what I was doing. But I started losing weight and that was a really good time. And then I remember like really knowing what I was doing and seeing results was probably kind of halfway through my first year of university. Like I said, like yeah, girl's an endomorph. Basically, I am a mesomorphic endomorph, so it's easy for me to gain muscle. It's easy for me to gain weight. That's kind of my body type. So I'd say I was like really saw results, was really happy with what I was seeing. When I started getting into heavier weights, that kind of thing, and I had a little bit more like shape and with the weight loss. So that was probably when I started seeing results, when I was doing it properly for about half a year.
All right, okay. Next question. What has been the hardest thing for you during your fitness journey?
What has been the hardest thing for me? Let me see. Like, I mean, like a deep answer or like a funny answer? Because funny answer probably like cookie dough. Like, like that's probably the hardest one for me.
I think you should go. We should
okay.
We should go with both.
Okay. Anytime I see chocolate and anytime I see like cookies and stuff like that, I'm like, wow, I need to have that. And I think like. For me, like I'm a big believer in like I work out so I can eat whatever I want, but whenever I'm dieting and I see chocolate or like sweets, then I'm like, oh, it's hard. It's really hard. I think like more of a deep reason, I'm not deep, I'm just like surface level. Like, you know, people say they're like women are layers of an onion. I'm just the top layer. Like,
oh, we're waiting for this.
It's a deep reason. I don't know, trying to hustle and not get discouraged. Like, like I don't know. Just Pinterest some motivational quotes. There you go. For me, it would be not eating my face full of chocolate when I'm dieting.
Okay. I would say the hardest thing for me during my fitness journey was like, obviously like when things like Instagram and Facebook and all that kind of stuff like, you know, came out to full circle. I think realizing that like it's totally okay to be not where someone else is in their journey. Yeah. Like after working out for a year, if this guy looks like this and you look like this, like there's like nothing wrong. Like just kind of like, you know, like people always talk about like Ben Simmons basketball, trust the process and, you know, Philly and all that kind of stuff. Like that's always the biggest thing. It's just like when you see somebody else where like you think in your head like, oh man, like, I work out harder than them, or like I eat better than them. Why the fuck are they getting crazy results? Like what? Like this motherfucker's eating McDonald's all day. Like that. Like I'm not a McDonald's eating guy. Like where people have looked at me and been like, this guy just eats Genius chickens all day. Why the fuck does he have abs? I don't know, man. It's just all like there's like genetics. There's this. There's like guys that are taking steroids. There's girls that are doing this. Like, and it's like there's so many little factors that you don't know. So it's just like focusing on yourself is the biggest thing. And like that's the one thing I always tell anybody is like don't get distracted. Don't like start your workout plan and then see somebody else doing this and be like, oh wait, they're doing like squats for 4 sets of this. Like I should be doing squats 4 sets of this. It's like none of that matters. It's like the best program for you is the one that you enjoy the most. And just stick to it, ride it out, and give it some time to actually like you know, like grow and like let your body adapt and see what your body does. And then like after a certain amount of time, then you can make adjustments, right? Don't just be like, oh, like I bench press I only got to 225 today. Like, okay, fuck this. Like I'm going back to what I was doing before. It's like, you know, like just let things like, you know, let things like play out, let things go. It's like, it's a journey, right? Like, and that's the biggest thing I can say is just like, people want that instant gratification and it's like, it's just not gonna fucking happen. Like, you wanna do steroids? Cool, do steroids, it's all good. But people do steroids and they still look like shit.
That's true, that's very true.
That's my answer.
Actually, I'm gonna change my answer. But I was gonna say, like, again, like, not really having people that I'm like, that's attainable, you know what I mean? Just trying to focus on myself, how I feel like I look the best, feel the best, and whatever. Instead of focusing on other people, because like I said, like a lot of people that are like, you know, like models doing the fitness model thing, I'm just like, my body type would eat you, like, like it's just so different, you know? And there's nothing wrong, and lots of people have different body types, different like shapes, like amounts of whatever, you know what I mean? So I think definitely just trying to focus on how you look and feel the best, and kind of just stay in your lane, for sure.
All right, agree. All right, okay. What are your thoughts on creatine? Is there a best time of the day to take it?
Okay, so, okay, I honestly, sometimes I don't drink pre-workout all the time. I used to drink a lot of pre-workout, but my caffeine tolerance got like on ungodly levels, and it got to a point where like I would take 3 scoops of pre-workout and I would feel nothing. Yeah, I drink a lot of coffee, but basically, I don't ever drink a lot of coffee. What are you talking about? But basically, so I kind of had this, I go through phases where I'm like, yeah, pre-workout, and phases where,
She's probably like snorting pre-workout in the change room.
Anyway, but basically I just kind of have creatine for pre-workout. I don't really care too much. And when I don't have creatine, when I do, when I have it, I notice I'm a little stronger, all of that. I need to take kind of shorter breaks, and all of that good stuff. But I think it's the amount of time it's the creatine you have throughout the whole day, right?
Yeah.
Is basically the number you have to be looking at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
I just pre-workout's easy, so that's what I would do. Yeah. But yeah, maybe you have a better answer on that one.
I don't know if my answer is any better.
I know there's like,
my thoughts on creatine, like, I like it. Like,
I feel like I read a study once where it was like, oh, like the time of day is the zero.
No, I don't think the time matters, but like I know that there's actually a lot of science to back it up that actually says like this shit works. Do you know what I mean? I don't think it's usually like a placebo effect. I think it's like there's actual hard evidence that says it works. So I think like what scares a lot of people is that they always hear like, oh, creatine's just water weight, like it's just water in your muscles. And so like if you stop taking it, you're just gonna shrink. And so I used to think like that, like, okay, I gotta like stack this up. I'll take like 5 grams or 10 grams a day, stack it up, whatever. I used to like barely drink a lot of water, and I'm like, oh man, like, is this just even worth it? And then I started drinking more water, and still didn't really see a difference, right? And I was like, I don't know. So like I just take it because like I think knowing that there is like scientific actual evidence to say that it's working is something that is strong enough for me to continue to take it. Do you know what I mean? It's not just like a gym bro science thing. It's like hard facts. So that is why I take it.
Degree not totally useless. It has to do with the creatine phosphagen system. Basically, when you take it, science. But basically, when you take creatine, how do I explain this like really simply? Basically, shorter rest time between your sets. You're ready to go again much faster. Weightlifting is like short bursts of energy, so it has to do with like short bursts of energy. So you'll find that you're a lot stronger when you take it and stuff like that. But basically, so that's the science behind it if you were curious.
Okay.
But basically, I've competed a couple times, and every time I'm cutting, I drop it because of the water weight, and you know what I mean? Like, if I'm losing weight, I want to know, you know?
Makes sense.
But yeah, like that's definitely the reason why people do take it. It gives them a little bit of a boost on the strength in the gym.
Okay.
I think honestly, I would just take your pre-workout. I think some people like take it for breakfast and then they buy pre-workout without it, but that's
because a lot of supplements have creatine inside of them already. If you look, like even protein brands will throw them in there. Like she said, pre-workout, it's already in there, or you can just buy it just by itself in like a tub. So that's what I do. And honestly, like in terms of time of the day, I used to always take it in the morning. Now I usually take it and I actually put it in my BCA drink, so when I'm just like working out, I take it. I don't really think it makes that big of a difference to take it early in the morning or late at night or whatever.
Does it make a big difference for you when you take it?
It makes no difference.
Yeah, we have our experience.
Yeah, and like, well, for me, it makes no difference. And like one thing I noticed too is like, or one mistake I made is like when you do take it, you need to take it with like, I think like juice or like, or like some type of like.
Really?
I think so. I don't think the effects are as great if you take it with just water versus if you take it and you drink like a glass of orange. I think that does something to it. But other than that, yeah, the best time of the day to take it is just whenever you want to take it. So
yeah,
that's it. All right. Okay. So what is the one that you're...
This? This one?
Yeah.
Okay, so, like...
Your mom?
Okay, so my mom, okay, I asked my mom some questions. I was like, if you could ask a personal trainer questions, what would you ask them? And she goes, oh, I would ask them this and I would ask them this. And I was like, lady, I was a personal trainer for 10 years. Why did you never ask me that? And she's like, oh, well, you know. And I was like... Anyways, okay, so from a very like average sedentary lady, she had the following questions for a personal trainer, and I thought they were not bad questions. Basically, she's like, oh, if I could ask a personal trainer anything, and I was like, she was like, how can I get the biggest bang for my buck in the shortest amount of time? Yeah. Was the question.
Okay.
I'm losing it. I got something in my eye. I'm really trying to ignore it. Oh my god, my contacts are like...
I don't know what it's like. It would be like in terms of like... We'll keep it in terms of like fitness and like what you can do in the gym. Honestly, I would just find out like how many days you can work out, first of all, and how long you have. Because if you have a really short amount of time, then I would just like superset everything and just do full body, depending if you can work out twice a week, let's say.
Yeah.
Right? Just as long as you're hitting your upper body, hitting your lower body, and I would just superset it just to maximize like how much you can do in the shortest amount of time. So.
Honestly, unfortunately, there's really not a quick answer. Like you can't get like, you know, like we were talking about earlier, your dream body in like a day. Like it's just not gonna happen. I mean, that would be great. That would be amazing. Let me know. Science. keep me posted. But basically, the only thing you can really do is keep your workouts intense, burn more calories, do weight training, raise your resting metabolism, all that stuff. But it's a slow process, and that's kind of all you can say. And then the other question my mom had, what was it? Okay, how do I get the biggest bang for your buck in the shortest amount of time? Yeah, I would say just be consistent and just keep at it and trust that it's a slow process. And then the next one she's like, I just don't care. she goes, I just want something easy. I just want something really, really easy that I can do every day to support my weight loss journey, basically. So she's just like, I don't care. I don't care about like changing my workout. I don't care about this. I don't care about that. I just want something really, really easy I can do that's just gonna give me like more results, basically. And my comment was like, and I was like, why don't you just drink more water? And she was like, what? And I was like, yeah, just say drink more water. And then sometimes I'll also take like shots of like greens in the morning. And just basically overdose on vegetables and drink lots of water, and that will like just make your metabolism the Energizer Bunny. It's probably the easiest thing you can do to get better results in the basically doing nothing, basically.
I 100% agree. I always tell people, drink more water. And I was like, I do drink a lot of water.
Well,
they
because
probably
they
don't drink that
can't
much water.
see the benefit, because they're like, how is it going to make my arms bigger if I drink more water? But really, okay, I could do a whole video on the metabolism side of things. But basically all of the nutrients and vitamins and minerals and veggies, and then basically water, those are needed for like every metabolic process, like in the whole freaking body. So the more water you have, the faster your metabolism can go, like structuring proteins, building like muscle, things like that, metabolizing fat, things like that. That's just, water is gonna be like the limiting factor in your body for how fast that shit can go. So, yeah. An easy thing.
That's it.
Yeah.
Get that H2O in, and you'll be good.
H2O, the language. I was gonna say, never mind.
But yeah, that's it. I appreciate everybody asking me and helping me out on IG and my Snap and all that.
Thanks, Mom.
Hopefully this was a success. Hopefully you guys like it, and then we can do more of them. And
yes, absolutely. Let us know if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns. That's what all the YouTubers do.
Rate calls
yes, absolutely. If you have any other questions, feel free to let us know. IG, YouTube, wherever, and we will make another one of questions if people have questions to ask. Okay, you do a better job. Go.
All right,
okay.
yeah. So thanks for watching, and yeah, that's it.